Johnson and Noah Beck still friends after Noah has been spending a lot of time with Griffin's ex, Dixie D'Amelio. We have all of the details. I'm Gabi Conti.
Hey, I'm Fletcher with the Hollywood Fix.
Woo! And I'm Jana Rosenberg, and this is the Hollywire Tea Party. We're going to be spilling a lot of tea. We're so excited to have Fletcher. Let's get into it. So there have been rumors that Griffin Johnson is no longer friends with Noah Beck, since Noah has been spending a lot of time with Griffin's ex, Dixie D'Amelio. So the Hollywood Fix found out what was going on exactly by tracking Griffin down at Mel's Diner last night, when Fletcher asked Griffin what's going on with him and Noah by saying, there's a lot of rumors they're not friends anymore. Griffin cleared things up by saying, that's not true. Yeah, dude, I don't care. We're friends. When asked what Griffin thought about Dixie and Noah's beach pictures, Griffin chuckled, then said, I thought they looked happy. Noah's dogging out. Respect. I think that's such fake news. I feel like he's cringing so hard on the inside, you know, like Fletcher behind the scenes, like, how do you really feel about comments like that?
Well, I mean, the thing is that ultimately he did, cheat on Dixie multiple times. There are tons and tons and tons of screenshots. It wasn't just like a one night thing, like a drunk night of passion, or just, oh, I ran into my ex-girlfriend and it was just a moment. I mean, this is he sent out a lot of messages saying, hey, this relationship is just for clout, let's me and you get together. So I think he's doing okay. And also too, this morning he showed that he was at the new Sway House, and him and Noah and Bryce and Blake, they're all working out together this morning. So it might slightly bother them a little bit, but I mean, if you watch some of the interviews from days ago, he seemed a little bit more emotional about it. But I think now, as of last night, he seemed the most like clear-headed about it. So I think he's doing okay. And the fact that they all worked out together this morning after not being seen together for a while, I think that maybe, they're going in the step towards getting back together. Because, too, they also moved out in different houses. So it's good to see them back together in the same house.
So because Griffin and Noah, while this was all going on, they were not living in the same house while Noah was hanging out with Dixie, right?
Right. And also Josh moved out. Josh left the Sway House, and then I believe Blake and Bryce went to a different house. It gets confusing sometimes, but I think that's how they all ended up splitting up. And then Keo moved to a different house as well, and then also Anthony moved to a different house as well. So and I think Jaden doesn't live there either. So you had basically this core group kind of split up. And, and then this morning it was good to see some of the main ones come back together to, do their ritual morning workout. You know what I mean? So
content we want to see on TikTok is the Sway Boys working out, specifically Noah Beck and Griffin Johnson together. I mean, I think they're like the heart-throbbiest of them all. Of course, Bryce Hall as well. But interesting, I really thought behind the scenes that they really didn't like each other, because it's like, I mean, Griffin like very publicly dated Dixie, and while though he did cheat on her, I don't know. I just was like, there's no way these two can be cool, So very interesting.
Well, another thing too is that I think that they have just so many girls coming at them after first becoming, getting some fame and notoriety, that I think that, that it just kind of maybe was overwhelming to him. But also too, like, even if, you might say you don't like this girl anymore or something and you're over her, if you see another guy come in and take it, then you're like, wait a minute, like, not so fast. So maybe that's how he felt. I don't really know, but it was good that they're back working out, and maybe they can get things on the same page. I've asked Noah and Dixie if they're dating like 100 times, and they always swear to God they're just friends. So
there's no way. I don't believe that either.
And Fletcher, you're so good at that too, because I noticed the way you phrase it. There's like different phrasings of how you're asking if they're more than just best friends. But I don't know. I'm curious now that Griffin and Griffin and Noah, if they end up growing out more and more, I'm wondering if maybe Noah and Dixie will stop hanging out because of this.
That's a good point.
I don't know. I mean, the thing is that there it could go two ways. Like, number one, they could secretly be dating and they just don't want to, put it out there because they want, to try to have some sort of privacy or something. Or number two, they really could just be friends. I mean, the whole point of social media is that you collaborate with different people to grow your following and to grow your audience. And I mean, so like if somebody asked me if my girlfriend was my girlfriend and I said no, she would be super pissed. So yeah, so I don't know how that they might just be friends. That really just might be all it is, and they might just be collaborating for content and views. You don't really know.
Or
True.
they could be more than friends, but not wanting to say they're more than friends, so they could be in an open relationship and not judged. Because
True.
since Noah is like newer to the scene, and that's like he does need Dixie in that sense to kind of help him with his following, with his content, because Dixie's more established in the TikTok space than he is. But maybe
Right.
Dixie's also seeing other people, he's seeing other people, and if they label it, then they're going to be judged by like not just being with each other.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. You're absolutely
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
And
no,
they're all
that's
very
all
young
besties.
too. So
I know we talk about that all the time. They're so young. It's like, I just feel like there's so many options for these kids. And they're like, this is their first, Gabi said this earlier, this is their first year of like fame. It's like, why would you even try to get into a relationship? I feel like we saw that happen with Bryce and Addison, and it just absolutely did not work out. But now I feel like the internet will just freak out if they see Noah Beck paparazzi'd with another girl or Dixie with another guy. So even though they say they're just friends, I feel like we all just, the whole internet like ships them together. We think of them as
Right.
a couple now.
And
So
then Fletcher, you were there. It was like a couple of nights ago. Dixie and Noah were at Tao, but like also at Tao, there was another guy with the two of them on
Curtis
what looks like a
Newbill.
triple date.
Right, they're kind of like three-wheeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, you don't know if that's because they are a friendship and they're just all friends hanging out together, or if it's, hey, let's go on a date, but let's bring Curtis so that we can say that we're just friends. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. So I got Dixie at Toast a few days ago, or maybe a week or so ago, I can't remember. And I said, what type of guy are you looking for? Because as a joke, I was like, Dixie, check this out. I was like, we should pitch like, or let's do this, like, let's have like a bachelorette type dating show, and let's have you and just like all these guys just competing for your attention.
I love that.
You know what I mean? Doing
So
all
good.
these, whatever they can to like, to get your vote to stay in the house or whatever. And she specifically said, well, I do not want to date any TikTok boys at all. So, and I mean, and Noah was literally right there, like 2 feet away from her in the background when she said that. So that might be a clue too, that, she might want to date a guy that's not in the TikTok scene. That, one thing that Griffin, said a lot when he would message other girls is, I'm just doing it for clout. So she might want a guy that, is into doing something completely different, so their worlds don't collide. She might want a guy that's, into, finance, or, has his own, landscaping company, or I don't know, just something completely different, so that they're not competing or together or just in the same workspace. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know. Her saying she didn't want to. Her saying she doesn't want to date a TikTok star in front of Noah, I feel like that also feels like classic Dixie of just like throwing shade, like jokingly. So like it could also be that, or you're right, that maybe she wants to date up, like she wants to date someone a little bit more established in the industry, and someone who not only she's helping out for clout, but someone who could maybe help her out for clout.
Exactly.
Yep.
And I mean, in this town, there's so many people that are rich for so many different reasons. I mean, you might see a guy and he's got some, ridiculous Ferrari or something, and it's like his dad invented the Post-it note. It's like, you just don't even know. You know what I'm saying?
That was Romy and Michelle, Fletcher.
Well, I'm just saying that there's just like,
You're
there's just
so right.
There's so many different people that you could date for so many different reasons. And she might just be like, well, the thing is, another thing that she tweeted was, she was like, I'm so sick of these guys that like get with me and basically kind of like use me and then like break my heart. And she's like, can I date someone that just is not going to use me for, TikTok fame or social media fame, that just genuinely loves me and, cares about me and doesn't have an ulterior motive. So, and also too, another thing is, she might actually like Noah, but she might have her like defenses up.
Right. This is
Well,
so true.
something else we're wondering here, another interesting thing. So you have on record multiple times that Griffin says he's cool with it. He has no issues with Noah, but we haven't yet really heard Noah saying what his thoughts are on Griffin, which I think is interesting. So I'm curious if maybe that Noah has some beef with Griffin, as yes, they do still follow each other on Instagram, but we haven't seen Noah hang out. Well, you just saw them working out, but prior to that, Noah and Griffin don't have any pictures together until it was, I believe, mid-July was the last photographic evidence of them hanging out until you just saw them today. And that is on Griffin's Instagram. Well, Noah has no pictures of Griffin with him and Griffin on that. And, you know, before Noah was spotted hanging out with Dixie, Noah also, so I'm kind of curious. I'm wondering if prior to Noah and Griffin working out together today, if, you know, is Noah maybe avoiding Griffin? And is it because, you know, they were never really that close to begin with? Or is it because he's friends with Dixie and he wants to support Dixie being cheated on by Griffin and doesn't want to support Griffin, you know, so he has beef with Griffin too? Or is it awkward for him to spend time with Griffin because he is dating Dixie?
Yeah.
That's what it, that's, I mean, I think it might be a mixture of all those things together. I mean, the way that I was brought up and raised and stuff like that is that if I'm friends with somebody and this is their girlfriend or they dated, like after they broke up, I would not necessarily go hang out with my friend's ex-girlfriend. That's just the way I was raised and brought up, you know, and you know, people refer to it as like bro code and stuff like that. But they say that, you know, that bro code doesn't apply because, you know, Griffin cheated. So in a way, he basically was like, I don't want you, you know, so is basically what cheating on someone, you know, more or less says. But it seems like that Noah might have, you know, him and Dixie obviously have a good friendship. You know, that's the only thing that we can prove for a fact is they're very good friends. So they might have been good friends the whole time that Griffin and him were dating. We don't really know. But I mean, at the end of the day, that if they want to hang out and do their own thing, and maybe, I mean, maybe he just didn't want to hang out with Griffin that much.
Well,
you know?
well, Fletcher, I'm so sorry that we are running out of time, so we do have to end this conversation, but we definitely would love to have you back on the Tea Party because you have amazing insight. And also, obviously, if people aren't following you already on the Hollywood Fix, they need to check out your videos because you were the first to deliver that TikTok tea.
Thank you. Yes, I try hard, and I will try to find Noah as soon as possible and ask him how does he feel about Griffin. So, you know, I've asked him several times about him and Dixie, and he always swears that they're just friends. That's what they both say. So until now, they almost did kiss at Saddle Ranch the other night. I don't know if you guys saw that.
We did.
Let me tell you something. I've been friends with a lot of people, and I've never gotten down in their face and hovered an inch away from.
Noah and Dixie almost kissed?
Yes.
Saddle Ranch,
I saw this video on TikTok. I saw it. She like went to, That was so more than friends, you know? Whether they're dating or not, they've definitely been kissy, you know?
Well, I mean, guys, let us know what you think about Noah and Dixie and Noah and Griffin. And obviously follow Fletcher for the latest at the Hollywood Fix.
Yes.
I'm Gabi Conti.
I'm Jana Rosenberg.
Hey, and I'm Fletcher from the Hollywood Fix. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, tune in next week, you guys. Bye.
Bye.